Hi, I'm Stephanie from Couture TV, and today we're going to talk about my favorite product, alcohol ink markers. That's right, twin tip Couture Creation alcohol ink markers. You cannot go wrong. I'm going to explain to you how to use them, what to do with them, and why you're going to want them. Also, what's a swatch book? I'm going to explain to you what a swatch book is and how to use it, and it's just so simple and fun. Also, we'll talk about what papers to use. Alcohol ink paper and blending card. Why these are so much easier to use than your normal cardstock. Also, I'm going to show you how to color blend. So stick around and come with me and let's create. These are the Couture Creation twin tip alcohol ink markers. They come in 108 beautiful vibrant colors. And the reason why these are called twin tips is because there's a tip on either side. Let me show you. So one side is a thicker brush and the other side is a thin little brush. So the thin side is good for writing or for detailed work. It's a nice little tip. And the brush side, it's a thicker brush, like a paintbrush almost. And this is good for coloring larger pictures and things like that. So I would use it in a circular motion because it gives the paper time to absorb and it gets wet. And the wetter it gets, the more it blends better. So that's why they're called twin tip. So when you get your markers, you will get a color swatch book. So with this color swatch book, it has little squares in it for you to color in every color in your box here. So all your yellows will go here, your oranges. We have a section for our reds, our pinks, our blues, our greens, our purples, and so forth. So for example, with your greens, your blue greens, aqua green has a color 353. So let's see, 353, there you have it. We've got the 333. And we've got 2233. So the reason why we color it in on the book is because they look different here compared to on paper. So when you want to color in a picture, what happens is you go to use one of these colors and it looks completely different than it does on paper. So this is a really good way to match up the colors you want to use in your picture. And you can also notice if they're closer together, that means they match better too. So it already helps you to match up your colors. So we're going to go ahead and color in and we'll have a look. So when it comes to coloring in, let's talk about some papers we can use. We've got the Couture Creation alcohol ink paper. Now this paper is synthetic and it's water resistant. And because it's water resistant, it responds really well to dyes and inks because it's wet. It keeps drawings crisp and bright. It makes it suitable for a range of projects. So it's a shiny kind of paper and it's beautiful to work on. So that is your alcohol ink paper. And then we have our blending card by Couture Creation as well. So this cardstock is acid free and has high surface saturation. So this one is not as shiny as the alcohol ink. And this is really good. It's compatible with laser and inkjet printers. So that's what I did. I put that through my printer and I printed out a leaf so I can show you how we can blend and color match. So I'm going to use the green colors I've already chosen up here to color match my leaf. So what I'm going to do, I want to start with the darker colors and I want to start with my brush. And to do that, circular motion. Get into the corners there. And it's good to go over it again a few times because when you go over it, it gets wet and you can blend it better. So I'm going to use my darker green on the outside of the leaf. And it's just soaking up all the ink beautifully. Down this side. Now, when I want to go a lighter color, I start on the inside and soak it in, because I want it to blend. And I go over the other color a bit as well. It'll give me a different look when I go over it. Now I'm going to go in with my lighter color, brush again, in the center. I'll do it in the center here as well. And the good thing with alcohol ink markers, there's no right and wrong. It's playing around with it and seeing what you like and what effects you can get out of it. So I like to go and do lighter colors on one side and the darker colors on the outside. And then you go in blending it. So I'm going to go in with the medium shade again. Go over the light part a bit. And go in a bit more, because I'm going to use a darker shade over that again. And on this side of the leaf. And, oops, the darker color. You've got such a range of colors, so you don't have to do just one color for a green leaf. A green leaf could be multiple greens, and it's just a matter of learning how to blend and having confidence to blend. If you don't like it, you just go over it with another green and just keep going until you work it out. So that's how it was, the white section. Now that's the green section. Now there's also a colorless blender, which is the most popular by far blender in the alcohol ink markers. Now what this is, it's a colorless blender. So it's what's in these with no color. So you can use this as a highlighter. You can use this as an eraser. Let me explain to you by eraser. Let me go out a little bit in my drawing here. Oops, I went out a little bit. So I like to go in like an eraser, and all it does is take away the green. It makes it lighter and lighter. I'll let that dry to keep going in, and it just takes away. Also, I can use it as a highlighter. So if I wanted to take away down in the middle to make it look like the sun's hitting it, I just take away. It looks like it's helping it blend, but that's not what we use it for. We use it for highlighting and taking away. But if you want to blend, just use the other colors to go on top of each other. See how I'm making it lighter there? If I want it lighter in some sections of the leaf to make it more realistic, I can do that too. I can take away. Just playing around with it like that. And I can do the other side with the same greens or other greens. This is my medium green. Let's finish off this leaf now. The paper is really helping to absorb the alcohol ink markers. I can feel it, it's absorbing it, it's sucking it in, and it's letting it get wet, and I can go over it. If it was a normal paper, what would happen is it would just get too wet. And wet paper is not very nice, it will rip. So this is really durable paper. Look how thick it is still. And I'm going in over it and over it and over it again. It's worth having nice paper and nice markers to craft with. Having the right paper and the right tools makes a difference to your artwork. Just finish off that section there, and we'll go around. Go in with the lighter one. Blend, 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 blend. And if we want to go with another green, just to highlight the edges. Bit of a darker green, and then go in with the lighter one to blend it in a bit. And it gets rid of those sharp edges once you start blending. Circular motion again, of course. It's a difference being a blend. I'll go in with the darker color again on the sides of the leaf. Just give it some color in there. They're very sharp edges I'm doing, but don't worry, I'm going to go in and blend it with a lighter color. And you do that by just circling over the top. Circle and bring it up. And if it gets too dark, don't worry, you've got the Colorless blender you can take away again. That's the beauty of it. See, it's blended in now. And this side as well, let's blend it. So you can't do that with normal markers. Alcohol ink markers gives you more capacity to be more creative. You can do better shading. See the shading around the edges? You can't do that with normal markers. Go in on go in on this edge here as well. We'll leave it lighter there. Blend, 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 blend. And then we want to use the Colorless and take away in the middle certain parts to lighten it up. Make it look more realistic. So there you have it, with just a few alcohol ink markers, 4 colors, 1 colorless. I was able to color in a realistic leaf, and that was quite simple and quite satisfying, very therapeutic. If you need a new hobby, this is the one to do. Alcohol ink markers, and the colors are amazing. This is what you need to start with. So this is a sign to start your new hobby. This is the alcohol ink markers by Couture Creation. They're 108 in the pack, and I wouldn't start with one because it's addictive. Just get the whole pack and you're going to thank me later for it. Enjoy!